just play the damn thing.
I'm not an effects processor guy. Haven't been for most of my life. Last time I owned an effects processor was probably about 20 years ago. It was a Korg AX1000G that was so loaded with menus and banks and and ups and downs, and I never could figure out how to just get to the effects on the damn thing. I just have never gotten along with them. Too many menus, too complicated, too much, just way too many features packed into one unit that I am never, ever, ever going to use. That said, I cannot ignore the fact that the digital stuff that's out on the market today sounds really, really good. That technology has come a long way, and there's more and more people who are just like me jumping ship off of the the analog stuff that they know and going to modelers and stuff like that. So enter the NUX MG-30. This, as I understand it, this is their top of the line modeler. It's not one of the great big guys that's out on the market like the the Line 6 Helix, the Fractal Axe Effects, the Quad Cortex. It's the latest one to come out that's real popular. The Kemper, that kind of stuff. It's not one of those, but the native on this thing is supposed to be really, really good, and it's so while it's not one of the great big modelers, it's big enough that should keep me entertained here for a little while. Now, one thing that NUX supposedly did with this thing is, rather than pack this thing with 60 or 70 or 80 different amp models, they decided to cut it down to, I think it's 30-ish really, really good amp models. The analogy in my brain that were, they didn't give me 100 Line 6 pod models, which, sound okay at best. They gave me 30 Helix models, which sound awesome. Even 30 is way more than I'm probably ever going to need. So, I will probably need 3 or 4, maybe. At any rate, I've got a lot to dive into with this thing, but I thought that I would take you guys along for the ride and unbox this thing so we can see this thing in person together for the first time and everything comes in the box with it, etc., etc. Now, before we go any further, two things. One, if you have not considered subscribing to this channel, that would be really, really awesome if you did, because as I've mentioned many times this year already, I'm trying real hard to grow the channel this year. Your subscription towards doing that is a big help. Your support by hitting the like button or the dislike button, should you happen to hate this video, that's okay too. YouTube views both of those is the same. Or if you want to help out, you can, in other ways, you can click any of the affiliate links or donation links down in the description. All of those things all go a long way towards supporting me and what I do to bring you guys new and regular content here on YouTube every single week-ish. The other thing that I want to mention, NUX did send me the MG-30 here, but they are not paying me for this video, and they surely are not paying me for any of my opinions. So any opinions of this that you hear from me in this video or the demo video that will soon be following here in the next week or so are mine and mine alone. Let's see what's on the inside of this thing, shall we? Now, since this is an unboxing video, I need a tool to unbox with. So, do this together. Flip open the front here. This looks like probably a power supply. Yep, power supply. And then, of course, we have the unit itself. Comes with a foot switch. That's pretty cool. So an external foot switch, might be handy. And last but not least, we have what appears to be honestly, probably just a cheap guitar cable that would, there's cheap cables like this that come in gear, come boxed in gear like this are notorious for shorting out. I'm going to use my own cables, although it does also have a USB-C cable because this thing does have a USB input on it. I don't know if that means I'm hoping that that means I can use it as a recording interface, as a USB interface, but I don't know that this thing has that capability. But I'm going to try it that way. You know, reading the instructions here, it says connect USB cable to computer for firmware update, USB recording, or QuickTone edit software editing. Note, connect USB cable to computer and hold up and down foot switch to turn on MG-30. Then you can enter it to DFU, device firmware update mode, to do firmware update. For more details, please visit product page to check firmware update instruction and download the newest firmware and QuickTone edit software. So it looks like, according to this, looks like it can be used as a USB interface, which is kind of cool. I may give that a shot. We'll see. See how easy it is to use. A lot of times, you know, I found that a lot of devices like this that are, you know, also claimed to be USB interfaces don't actually operate very well as USB interfaces, and you're better off using a dedicated recording USB interface, such as a Focusrite, you know, whatever your, you know, Focusrite 2i2 or Audio Box, something like that. I point that out because that is a feature that I was hoping that the MG-30 is capable of. However, most of the demos of, you know, the other channels demos that I've watched on this, I'm actually a couple years late to the party on this, but, you know, most of the other channels that have already demoed this device, none of them seem to run it that way. So we'll try it and see what happens. If not, we'll just run it as a typical effects processor into my regular interface. So right out of the box, I gotta say, man, it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool, and you know, relatively, there's not too many, before turning it on anyway, there's not too many knobs and buttons and switches and shit to get me, you know, to deter me or get me discouraged. So I think, you know, I think I should be able to figure this out. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Let's see. We'll see how user friendly this thing is and how intuitive it is when we sit down and demo this thing. But for right now, I just wanted to share what came in the box with you. And, you know, there's the, let's see, on the back, it's got, of course, you know, let's start from right to left. You know, it's got the DC 9-volt input. That's where you plug in the power supply, obviously. The USB input, an input for an external expression pedal. So should I want to add another expression pedal, I can do that. You know, set this one up here for volume or wah or something, then plug in another one, use it for something else. It has two left and right outputs and a send and return jack, so it has an effects loop on it, built in. Headphone jack and aux in, so if I want to plug my iPhone or something like that, and, you know, play along to a song, I can do that. And then of course it has a guitar input, and there is what all of those look like. And again, that's just I just read those off to you there from right to left. Pretty, not basic, but you know, looks like all the bare necessities are covered. You know, and this thing, it's pretty small. Pretty small, lightweight, like most NUX products. It feels like it's built well. You know, built well. You know, I have to give NUX credit. You know, they're kind of, you know, they're becoming one of my favorite companies for building really, really good bang for your buck gear. This thing is $299, by the way. Under 300 bucks. Under 300 bucks. You can probably get it cheaper if you wait for the right sale weekend or something like that at whatever your favorite retailer is. You know, and you know, it's, I bet you if you compare it to even the, you know, the Boss equivalent or the Line 6 equivalent, those are going to be probably starting at about 500 bucks. So far, way to go, NUX. We'll see how this thing performs in the demo, in the upcoming demo video. So please stay tuned for that. In the meantime, if you like this video, again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button down there below. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts if you have, if you've already gotten to try one of these out, and you know, let me hear your thoughts. I would love to know everybody's experience with it. Meanwhile, see you in the next video. Adios.